Do you know how many cryptocurrencies exist? According to earthweb.com, close to 21,000 cryptocurrencies exist. So with that in mind, how are you supposed to narrow it down to know which ones to invest in for the next cycle? In this video, I'm going to be going through exactly that. I'm going to show you a way that you can design a portfolio for yourself. So if you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you love all things crypto, in particular crypto trading and investing, then this is the channel for you. Be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and also turn that bell notification to all so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Now, there's two ways to invest in cryptocurrency, one being fundamental analysis and the other being technical analysis. For the most part, I am a technical analyst, but when it comes to investing in things for the long term, I do definitely like to take into consideration the fundamentals as well. So step one to investing in cryptocurrency is to narrow down your niche. Decide what you believe is going to drive the next bull run and then focus on coins that fit that narrative. On CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, for example, you can come down to the categories tab, and this is going to help you to narrow down all of the coins that fit a particular category that you might be interested in. In this section here, it shows the overall dominance per category, the market cap, the top gainers, and also the gainers versus losers number. So let's check out fan tokens, for example. Once you click into that category, it will bring up a list of all the tokens that fit that category. And then from here, you can see the particular coin's market cap, its 24-hour volume, its circulating supply, and also how that coin has been performing over the last hour, 24 hours, and 7 days. If you wanted to search the highest volume coin, you would just click on the volume 24 hours and it's going to sort them all by volume. You can also do that with any of the other titles above. Now, the thing is, if you choose a category that is relatively new, it's going to be hard to find coins that you can make a decision on using technical analysis. And the reason for this is because you need the historical price action and the data of that coin in order to make a decision. So for that reason, these types of newer coins are going to have to go into your high risk bucket. Let me show you the difference between a coin that has been around for a long time versus a newer coin that you might see on a list like this. Now we're going to use XRP as the example of an older coin because it's giving us the perfect setup for what I would like to see on a chart if I am to invest for the long term. And let me go through this chart with you very quickly. Number one, we're looking for a really long downtrend after the end of a bull market. And we can see that here on XRP. Once we've had that really long downtrend, we want to have a fairly decent period of an accumulation zone where price seems to find its bear market support and it holds there for a decent amount of time. We can see from the time it found that support till the time it broke out was 95 days. That's a little bit too short for this example. I really want to see something that has been holding in an accumulation zone for around about a year. So just keep that in mind, but we'll go with this pattern for this example because the pattern is right. The next thing you want to do when you have found an accumulation zone for a really decent amount of time is you want to match that up with a level from pre-last bull market. Now, I like to use PVA candles for this because I want to know where the highest volume came in, and I also like to use the volume profile range. You can add both of these onto your chart by going to indicators. First search PVA and add PVA candle plus dragon. This one isn't the indicator that I have on my chart right now. The indicator that I have is a custom Trade Travel Chill one, and it's only available if you are a current member of Trade Travel Chill. However, the PVA candle plus dragon is close enough. So you're going to add that one, and then the next one you want to add is VRVP, which is the visible range volume profile, and that's the one that you see on the side here. Now, I have played around with the settings of both of these, but you can play around to make it look similar. Once you have those two on your chart, you want to look for the accumulation zone of the last bear market, and you want to look for a high volume candle in that range before price shot out and the bull market actually began. So we can see here that I've marked this candle, and if we look to the current price action of XRP, that is where we have currently come back to. So at this point of time, it does tick that box. minus not having accumulated for a whole year yet. Second of all, you then want to also see that that accumulation zone lines up with the point of control from the VPVR, and that is that turquoise colored dotted line that you can see on my chart right here. This will change depending on what is visible on your chart, so be sure to zoom out to the point where you highlighted the candle. So we can see here that within that range, the candle that I highlighted and the point of control is acting as basically my support and resistance within that accumulation zone. So far, so good. The final thing that you want to then look for is within the accumulation zone, you want to identify a W formation. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is it for XRP because we don't have the time that I'm relying on, but the pattern is there. Towards the end of the accumulation, you want to see a W start to form where the second peak of that W is higher than the first. If you get that W formation towards the end of your accumulation zone, that's the ideal area to start investing before it actually breaks out, because the problem that we have if you wait for the breakout, very similar to what XRP is showing us now, is that it usually breaks out all of a sudden and you've missed the initial move. So depending on how conservative you are, if you are an aggressive investor like I am, you take a chance and you start to slowly buy in on the second peak of the W. If you're a more conservative trader, you let that breakout happen, you let it come back and prove itself by retesting with a higher low, and you can go in there. At the end of the day, come the next cycle and how much altcoins tend to move, it's not going to matter if you got in here or here. So just make a decision. So besides the point of control, the other thing that we want to pay attention to with the VPVR is that in the accumulation zone, we do see a high level of volume. And we see that by the spikes that come out to the side. This is telling us that at this range, people are happy to transact. They think it's fair value and they want to accumulate. So we're looking for the combination of a long period accumulation zone, a W formation within that zone, a previous high volume candle from before the previous bull market, and we're looking for the accumulation zone to line up with that and also line up with the point of control. This is a really easy way to do it if you are wanting to invest in coins that have been around for a number of cycles, because you're going to have the data. But what do we do if you're wanting to invest in newer coins where you don't have that data? We have to do that a different way. So first things first, back to CoinMarketCap, you'll find the coin that you're interested in researching and click on the name of that. We'll use Manchester City fan token, and then click on the markets tab here, and it's going to bring up a list of all the exchanges that it's currently listed on. You'll need to go through this list to find the one that it was listed on first so that you can get as much data as possible. Now with Manchester City fan token, for example, I happen to know that this coin is about to be listed on OKX very shortly. OKX is my preferred exchange. It offers everything that you can possibly need to trade and invest in crypto. They have bot trading, futures trading, margin, and they also have my favorite, which is coin futures. It is an amazing way to trade and accelerate your profits in a bull market, and not many exchanges actually offer coin margin futures. So for that reason, I highly recommend OKX as an exchange to do as much of your buying and selling on as possible. And if you are interested, there is a link in the description down below where you can get 15% discount off trading fees and many other sign up bonuses as well. Now, whilst I know that Manchester City fan token is about to be released on OKX, it's not there just yet, which means I have to use another chart to be able to get the data. So let's have a look at this one here, and I'm going to zoom out to see as much as I can possibly see on this coin here. And this is showing us a fairly typical play that does happen with newer tokens, especially when they get listed on major exchanges. So you can see here just by looking at this how different it looks from the XRP chart. So what you need to know about newer coins is that generally when they get first listed on major exchanges, there's usually quite a large sell-off, which you can see from this very big wick down here. The reason that that happens is A, it's a lot of bots firing that just move at much faster speed than humans can, but B, it's also people who invested much earlier taking their profits. Potentially people who are in at ICO stage and things like that. So we never really want to go in as soon as a coin is listed on a major exchange. After that, you'll find that it goes through a period of a little bit of accumulation, and then you get a second pump, which then leads to another sell-off. And we can see that very clearly here. Once it's done all that, however, that's where it finds its actual support. And again, if we use the VPVR, we can see here that when it got down into this zone, that's when we saw the the highest amount of volume. So at this range here, people are happy to accumulate the city token. And from there, that's when you can do your normal technical analysis and decide a point to buy in. On this one, for example, we seem to have potentially a cup and handle formation forming right now. It's broken the 50 EMA. It needs to make its way to break the 200 EMA next, and then it needs to come up through these previous vectors here and start to make its way up to recover these high volume vectors. So to find coin opportunities like this on coins that are newer, first you want to identify the category that you want to invest in for the long term using CoinMarketCap, and then make it a goal once a week to go through that category, sort it by the 7-day return, and you want to sort it to bring up the worst performers first. The reason for that is because we don't want to be going into high performers because they would have already moved and we're too late. For example, we can see here SANTOS has done 78% in the last 7 days. If we have a look at that chart, we can see here that we very much missed the move. We can also see here we had sell-off initially. We had the initial support, a final pump, a final dump, and then after that, it found its support before it moved out. So you can see, again, that lined up with the point of control and it had a very high volume area. But we're too late for this one. So we want to find ones that haven't actually done this yet. And we can do that by going to this 7-day return and getting to the worst performers. Once you found that, you can click on the token, then go to the market tab and just make sure that it's on an exchange that you'd be willing to buy it. If it's not, then you just move on and make your way down the list until you find one on an exchange that you would actually buy it. So I've done that earlier and I've come up with ALPINE, which we can see here looking at ALPINE. It's had the exchange listing, the big sell-off. It's had the pump, a final dump. It found support. It's currently at the point of control and also, again, looks like it's making a very similar cup and handle formation, for example. So the next step then, if they're looking good from a technical analysis point of view, would then be to go back to CoinMarketCap and start to do your research by looking into the actual coin, having a look at its website, which you will find listed up here. And then after having a read through their website, usually somewhere here you will also find their social media. So you can go through that as well and just make sure that it's a legit cryptocurrency. As we can see here with the Manchester City fan token, their social media is all listed down here, so you can be sure that you have the right one. Now, the one thing I will say about investing in anything, whether it be cryptocurrency, property, or anything else, is that you should know before you go in what you actually have to play with. That might sound silly, but in the last bull market, I saw so many people just throwing money after coin after coin after coin every time an influencer mentioned it on social media. What you need to do is document all of your income, your expenses, your assets, and your liabilities, and you need to have a clear understanding of your current financial position. This is the only way that you are going to know what you have left over that you can afford to put into speculative assets. Now, we all know that you should never invest more than you can afford to lose, but you can't know that if you don't actually document your current financial position. In addition to that, you should also diversify. The worst thing you can do is put all your eggs into one basket on one coin because somebody that you follow said it's the next 1000x coin. By diversifying across a category of coins, if a couple of them don't make it, the ones that do make it will far outperform what you lose on the ones that end up doing nothing. This is how you protect yourself. To go all in on one coin because you believe that's the coin that's going to turn you into a millionaire is nothing short of financial gambling, and it can lead to financial ruin rather than leading you into the financial dream. It is for this reason that I recently launched Invest by Design, a second arm to Trade, Travel, Chill, which includes courses that teach you how to manage your finances, how to properly allocate your funds and make a decision on what you can actually afford to invest, and how to protect yourself as much as possible with an all-season portfolio. Not only that, it also comes with full reports on everything that I personally am investing in, when I buy, when I sell, and how much of my personal portfolio I'm allocating at the time. If you think this guidance will help you navigate the next cycle, then be sure to come and join us over at Trade, Travel, Chill. The link to our website is in the description down below. And whilst you're there, also don't forget to grab the OKX link to get that discount on your trading fees as well as other sign-up bonuses. Now, finally, none of the coins that I have mentioned in today's videos are a recommendation to buy. They were just used as examples of what to look for educational purposes. It is also not a suggestion that I believe the bear market is anywhere near close to being over. This video is simply designed for educational purposes to help you make smarter decisions when you feel the time is right to do so. So once again, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, hit the subscribe, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you enjoyed this content and would like to see more of it. Check out the links down below and I'll see you next time.